Welcome everybody, and just going to keep it very brief. Let's get going. Give me a shout if you want to talk about anything in particular. I'm long this gold off this low. This is a weekly chart. So we've been shuffling along this year so far. We're just buying this dip to see if we can push up through this resistance and into this trend line up here, close to 2200. We have UK GDP this week, and we got US inflation tomorrow, an hour before the US markets open, and UK inflation on Wednesday, with UK GDP on Thursday. So it's a busy week. Busy week. Can this gold push through here? Let's have a quick look at the Nasdaq. US markets have been screaming ahead, and today is no exception at all. It's had a good move up on this weekly chart. Let's go back to daily now. So you can see we dipped into the very first couple of days, went sideways mid-January, sideways late January, and now we are still reaching up. So absolutely no reason to short this. If I was going to contemplate shorting it, I would need a push in. My best guess is we're going to push into that resistance. If we close underneath there at 18.2, then we could start to fall right back. Otherwise, we're potentially heading for 18.7 on this one, on this Nasdaq. So as long as the Nasdaq holds up, in theory, the market's okay. Indices and stocks are okay. Quick look at the FTSE. And so the FTSE has not been following this. This is a daily chart. The FTSE, we are pulling back into this big 26th of Jan move. So we've not really moved that far away from this 26th of Jan push. So if this is the let's have a look. So if this is a wave one, this is a wave two, then wave three. If we break these highs, wave three could go up to 7,800. All right. In the meantime, obviously we dropped off from this January resistance point, but if we pick up from here and get above 76, then expect that to go higher. I'm going to take that off. But in the meantime, we are closing lower. Ever since last Wednesday, we are closing lower. So it could, it's quite likely that we're going to see 75.25. And of course, if the market does not like the GDP number, whatever that number is, then be careful, because if we close on these 75.25, we are going to start touching all this support down here at 7,200 and could be lower. So we're coming into the data flatlining in a potential bull flag, but with the threat of that losing its footing. Okay. So like I said, there's the gold in the daily chart. Buying these dips in the gold, and as we hit US inflation tomorrow, looking to see if that could get some life sprung into it. If we can get going, I would have thought we'd see 2,100, $80 up from here in the next couple of, well, by the end of the week. Oil has been pretty useful recently. Oil is, the charts are slow today. Okay, so we are, that's the DAX. Yeah, so we've got this trend line coming across from August highs and December highs. We peeled right back from late January, finding support today at that 75. So right on the line as we go into US inflation. I think we're going to see at least 80 to 85. I think we're climbing up here to 85 mark up here. Volumes have been improving, but close on the 75, and obviously that's going to start tipping over back inside. Right, let's go straight into some stocks. Let's just look at some stocks we've been following. Let's have a quick look at Rolls. Yeah, so this 312 was last year's highs. So if we close underneath here, this could spell trouble. That could peel right back to 250, 260 if we can't hold up here. If we turn around and close back up, then expect to see 370. So it would still be in trend if we go back to £3. So if you're looking to get in this, wait and see if that drops back to £3 and holds on volume. If it does, and we close back above 315, then we're going to 370 is my prediction. Vodafone, let's just quickly skate through. Okay, Vodafone is potentially, that's a buy signal. That's a reversal signal. New low, close above next day. Volume's not great. I would, if you're going to get in, I think there's justification of getting in at 63, but get your stop under 62, or ideally 60, and get out if it doesn't work. So QQ is having a good time. Drax is potentially, this is a major support area. So we've seen 545 recently, we're down here at 440. I would get back in that if we close above 450 on the Drax. Just switching across to US, Pfizer. Yeah, to shout out what you want to look at. BT, yeah. Good one. Let's have a look at BT. Ooh, right. Wow. Such weakness. So it's come right back to December 22. Wow. Once it put in that lower high, we tested that underside of that on the 14th December and then tumbling over. There is, at the moment, I mean, if you're interested in BT and you're happy to get in at pound 102, then get in and keep your stop underneath that pound. But the volume does not justify getting in yet. It does not justify, and until we close above 105, that is not justified. But if you want to speculate, by all means, but obviously manage your risk. Keep your stop underneath, out of trouble under that pound. And in the meantime, that's high on my watch list, but it is not doing what I want it to do. It's not confirming. But the fundamentals support a pound, definitely. I mean, it's worth the assets, in my understanding, are worth more than the pound. So it's a potential sitting target down here. Healthcare is a lovely sector. This Bristol Myers, I think that's back in play. I think that on volume alone and these higher closes, I think Bristol Myers is a good option. AstraZeneca. Wow, what's happened to AstraZeneca? That's peeled right back to the October 22 breakouts. These markets are not happy. These indices are, well, certainly this sector is not and this stock in that sector is not great. GlaxoSmithKline pulling back. So that's a major resistance point and pulling back. Anything else you want me to look at? I want to go to cross to a couple. I'm going to look at a couple of miners. We're going to look at some more commodities. So Pan African's pulled back, holding 17 at the moment. The others are not great. Let's look at Barclays and Lloyd's. Yeah, they're all pulling back to support and attempting to hold. Prudential is not doing it. Barclays is low as well. They're all in support zone, or most of these good stocks are in support zones. So they're all sitting on the sidelines until we get this GDP out of the way. By the looks of it, as far as I can tell. So cautious as ever. I want to look at some commodities before I go. Wheat is holding $6. Yeah, that's big. That's beginning to build on volume. Very, very interested in the wheat and the corn. Anglo American, okay. Why are my charts? Corn seeing some volume down here, but the jury's out. Potential buy signal, new low, close above. Volume is not great. It's closing higher than Friday is bullish. Volumes are still not significant, so we still could come and see that 1650. I would give it at least another day. Right, natural gas. Anything else you want me to look at? Wow. Still very, very thin and looking lower. Let's look at where's my other basic materials? Yeah, let's Rio pulling back. Volumes appear to be picking up here on this level, so that's an option. EMG is picking up at this level. If that closes above 235, that's a good one. TPI cap. So the markets appear to have put in a good close today. But it looks to me like a lot of money sitting on the sidelines in the UK, whereas the US, wow. That Dow is still, it's just gone back up to, is that all-time highs? Must be, yeah. Anything else you want me to look at? Brilliant. All right, well, thanks a lot for joining me. I'm going to skip off and close up for today. But yeah, interesting markets. The UK is attempting to hold the FTSE, and the FTSE stocks appear to be trying to hold these levels, but caution ahead of all this data. Brilliant. Thanks very much. Bye for now.